The best possible food in Ayurveda is ghee. The older it gets deeper and deeper into the tissues. According to Ayurveda, the Majja Dhatu, or the brain, is the deepest of the tissues.
When I talk about consuming ghee, there is also a notion that it increases cholesterol and we should not really consume much ghee. So, what is your opinion on it?
It all started in 1950s, where ghee got a bad name. Ghee and all saturated fats. If you have higher triglycerides, you are 80% more likely to have a heart attack in your life. LDL is only 30% responsible. A triglyceride is 80% responsible. There is a medicine for lowering LDL.
Okay.
There is no medicine for lowering triglycerides.
Oh, so it makes the perfect thing to market.
Yes. There's no business in triglycerides.
Yeah. Okay. A very warm namaste to everyone and welcome to Himveda. Today we are here with Dr. Sharma.
Namaste.
Dr. Sharma, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about ghee. And now, before we talk about all of this, I see this container in front of me, and I am guessing this is ghee. So, is this ghee, Dr. Sharma?
Yes, this is ghee.
Okay, I've been very curious about it since I came here. So, can you tell me a little why is it here and what we're going to do with it?
So, I just wanted you to test or taste the original ghee.
Okay.
So, this is an earthen pot.
Okay.
Made of mud, and this is how we should store ghee.
Okay.
Or we can do it in this glass as well, glass container. So this ghee we have derived from grass-fed cows from the inner Himalayan valley of Pangi.
Okay, from Pangi.
Yes.
Okay.
So grass-fed cows, and it's very old ghee, almost 20 plus years old now.
So it doesn't have an expiry date?
No, not an expiry date.
Okay.
In fact, the older it gets, just like the wine,
Yeah.
older wine.
Yes, I was about to say it.
Similarly, older the ghee gets,
Okay.
it becomes more medicinal.
Oh, okay. So the older the ghee is, the better it is.
The better it is as a medicine, not necessarily as a food, because the older it gets gets a stronger taste, a very pungent, strong taste.
Okay.
So while it will make a very good medicine, but if you're talking of food, then you will not relish the taste.
Okay.
For taste, you have to eat fresh ghee.
Okay. So it's not gonna be a pleasant experience for me.
As a food, no, because it will dominate than other tastes.
Okay.
But as a medicine, it's a great medicine. So in Ayurveda, the 10-year-old ghee is known as Puran Grit.
Puran?
Puran Grit.
Puran Grit.
Puran ghee, old ghee.
Okay.
And once it gets like 100 years old, it's Puran.
So people store ghee for 100 years.
Yes, in fact, in the olden days, the Vaidya or Ayurvedic doctors, they used to be known by, which doctor has how old ghee.
Okay.
So some doctors had 100 years old, some had 200 years old. They had inherited it from
Yes.
their, so that's how they were famous. Because older ghee has more penetration power.
Okay.
It gets, the older it gets deeper and deeper into the tissues, and it can get so deep into the brain that it can really treat so many diseases of the brain,
Okay.
like even madness, anxiety, illusions, depression, of very chronic illnesses of old existence.
Okay. So you're saying that old ghee can treat these anxiety and madness and all these chronic
all these,
brain conditions.
Even these fits, epileptic fits, epilepsy,
Okay.
that can be treated, among other things, of course. Because according to Ayurveda, the Majja Dhatu, or the brain, is the deepest of the tissues,
Okay.
and so it goes so deep.
Okay. Okay.
It will treat other tissues as well, but I'm talking of this.
Okay. Okay. So I have heard, and are there qualities of ghee or grades of ghee?
Well, grades of ghee based on their age, that will be a grading, and of course, if they have been derived from grass-fed cows, and then different types of ghee, 8 different types.
Okay.
Based on which animal they are derived.
Okay.
And researchers show that each animal, like cow's ghee, goat's ghee, horse's ghee, camel's ghee, elephant, sheep, each animal, the ghee has a different set of fatty acids. That's why they're different from each other. But the best is cow's ghee.
Yes. Okay.
As a food and as a medicine.
Okay.
In fact, if you see cow's ghee is yellowish in color, and if you compare it to buffalo ghee, buffalo is more whitish,
Okay.
more white, pure white.
Okay.
So cow's ghee, the yellow means fire, so it has some fire and it will increase the brain power.
Okay.
So
Cow's ghee.
cow's ghee, among other things, apart from bodily power, it will increase brain power.
Okay.
Because it penetrates deeper because of its fire, the yellowishness. Whereas buffalo's ghee is white, it lacks that fire, it's very cold, it's considered cooling, heavy. So it's great for physical people, for wrestlers, bodybuilders, those who don't need to train their minds, they only need to train their physique. So cow's ghee best for, intellectuals, IT professionals, doctors, people who use their mind.
Okay.
And buffalo's ghee great for physically oriented people.
Okay.
That's
So
the
that's why they say that they're gonna have this kind of. Even in older movies, I had seen that people are consuming ghee, like especially when they're showing wrestlers, they would also show ghee. They're chomping on ghee.
So that's buffalo's ghee
Okay.
for wrestlers.
Okay.
And cow's ghee for IT professionals.
Okay. So when I talk about consuming ghee, there is also a notion that it increases cholesterol and we should not really consume much ghee. So what is your opinion on it?
Oh yes, this is a major concern now. In fact, modern research, if you talk to any modern doctor, any modern scientist, the first thing he will bring about is cardiovascular health related to ghee, which means that he will quickly relate ghee to your heart health.
Okay.
Whether good or bad. So in earlier times, it all started in 1950s, where ghee got a bad name. Ghee and all saturated fats, they got a bad name. So we can go into a little bit of history. So Ansel Keys was an American scientist.
Yes, we had talked about him in a previous video.
He presented himself on television as a doctor, but he was actually not a heart doctor, or he was a scientist. And he fed his guinea pigs with fats, and they got heart attacks, and then he proved that fats cause heart attacks. But what he didn't disclose was that he was feeding them bad fats.
Okay.
Margarine was the fat, very bad fat, waste fat, which comes from this waste of animal fats when they kill meat, and then the wasted fat is margarine.
Okay.
And highly processed. So this he fed the guinea pigs, and he came out the conclusion that fats are bad. And then American Heart Association picked this up,
Okay.
and they also approved him, and he was highly decorated, felicitated, given many awards for this discovery. And that's how came this that all fats are bad, and especially these saturated fats. But what happened was there was less and less consumption of these fats, but the heart attacks rate didn't go down.
Okay.
It kept going up.
Okay. Because they started having the other kinds of oil.
The other kind of refined oils, which they said will not block your arteries because they are so, like a refined oil, so slippery.
Yes.
So, not dense. So they assume that it will not cause blockages, whereas ghee and coconut oil, so dense and sticky, they will cause. So that's a little bit of a trace of history, how it all started. And still some cultures didn't accept this. Many cultures, like in France, they didn't accept it, and they had very low rates of heart attack. They kept on consuming their fats.
Butter.
France is a butter. France is a big butter eating culture.
Yes.
India also kept on eating fats, but then somehow maybe in the 90s we also reduced.
After the LPG policy, the liberalization and privatization, there came a lot of foreign brands with their refined oils.
Yes.
Yes.
So we also reduced the consumption of ghee, and now it's in our brains that ghee is bad, but it's a super food, super food.
Okay.
The best possible food in Ayurveda is ghee.
Okay.
Sneha Saroyam Purush, which means that the Sneha means fat. Sneha also means love, so fat gives you love. The more fatty and chubby you are, it's assumed that you will be a more loving person.
Yes.
You will love and people will love you. So, Sneha Saroyam Purush. So, fats In essence, Purush or human is fat. This is the main statement of Ayurveda, that in essence, a human being is fat.
Okay.
So if you see that all our organs are rich in fat, the brain is fat. In fact, my teacher used to say that if you keep ghee in one vessel and brain in the other vessel, both are same. So ghee, the composition is very similar to fatty acids, the fats in brain.
Okay.
Then all your body is full of fats. Your cell membrane is rich in cholesterol. Your hormones are rich in fats. The inside of your bones are rich in fats. So we are basically fats.
Okay.
If you look at an egg, then you see outside is white protein, inside is the yellowishness
Yes.
yolk, that is fat.
Yes.
And that's where the life comes from.
Yes.
The fat is life-giving. If you look at seeds, so chlorophyll falls on the chlorophyll in the leaves, the sunlight falls on this chlorophyll and they generate their own fats.
Okay.
This fat is stored in seeds. So seeds cause life. And what are they rich in? Fats.
Okay.
Seeds have oils, So anything oily or fatty will cause life. So sneha saroyam purush. So fats are not bad. These ghee. Ghee, and today's topic is ghee. Absolutely superfood,
Okay.
as good as it gets.
So what's the relation with cholesterol? Like, is there any correlation between them? And how can I or someone else identify that if they have something high or low?
Yes, so as you know, this lipid profile test, everyone is aware of this. We often are advised to go for this test because of our diets and lifestyle nowadays. So you have 4 things mentioned there.
Okay.
Very simple. First is the total cholesterol level,
Okay.
which is not important. It doesn't tell you anything. You forget about it.
Okay.
Number 2 is LDL, low density lipoprotein. LDL is considered the bad fat.
Yes, I've heard about it.
LDL. So the higher your LDL, so it has a hazard risk ratio of 1.3 or 30%, which means that if you have higher LDL levels, you are more like 30% more likely to have a heart attack in your life than a normal LDL person.
Yes.
30% more likely. So, do you know where this LDL comes from?
Not exactly like.
Yes, it comes from refined oils.
Okay.
When you eat all those fried samosas and
So that's where it
fried pancakes using these refined oils, corn, canola, sunflower, soybean. When you fry in these things, that's where your LDL rises.
Okay.
So first was total cholesterol, second is LDL. Now you know how LDL goes up. Third is triglycerides,
Okay.
TG. You know how TG rises?
No.
TG comes from sugar.
Okay.
The more white sugar, the more sugars you eat, you will have higher triglycerides. Your the sugar you eat, your liver converts that. Your liver says, okay, I will not use all this sugar now. I don't need. So let me store this sugar as fat. That bad fat is triglyceride.
Okay.
So that's fat which comes from sugars.
Okay.
So these 2 are the bad fats in your. So tell me, where did ghee picture in this? One bad fat, LDL, is caused by refined oils. The other one, triglycerides, is caused by sugar.
Yes.
So ghee is nowhere in the picture. The 4th healthy fat, which we call HDL,
Yes.
it is healthy. The higher. So let me come. Triglycerides have a hazard risk ratio of 1.8.
Okay.
80%. If you have higher triglycerides, you are 80% more likely to have a heart attack in your life as compared to a normal triglyceride person.
Okay.
So LDL, which you might have heard, too much about.
Yes, I've heard a lot about
major
LDL
culprit.
and HDLs.
LDL is only 30% responsible. A triglyceride is 80% responsible. So you might not have heard about that much about triglyceride. You know why?
Yes, I don't know.
Because there is a medicine for lowering LDL.
Okay.
There is no medicine for lowering triglycerides.
Oh, so it makes the perfect thing to market.
Yes. There's no business in triglycerides.
Yeah. Okay.
There are newer drugs, but they have not been tested. They have a lot of side effects. But for LDL, since the 1970s, I think, there is this drug known as statins, which lower LDL.
Okay.
So huge opportunity. So statins are the drugs which lower your LDL. So actually there is no fun in knowing the numbers also that much. LDL also you should know whether it is oxidized LDL in your blood or non-oxidized.
Okay.
There are latest tests which tell you not only the numbers of your LDL but how good or bad it is.
Okay.
Oxidized LDL is very bad. It's like Ruksha Guna.
Okay.
Oxygen, when oxygen comes in, not the normal oxygen but oxide free radical O2 minus, that's like Vata, Vayu in your system. When it combines with the LDL, it oxidizes it. So the more the oxidized LDL you have, the worse it is.
Okay. So there arises the problem. I had even heard about eggs and how egg yolks are bad. There was a very big notion going on in 2019. It was busted by a guy named Jeff Nippard who said it was okay to eat eggs and egg yolks.
Yes.
But in Mumbai and Delhi and places like these where people are really enthusiastic about gyms, they don't have egg yolks. They only have egg whites. They say it's going to give me bad cholesterol, a heart attack.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
not going to have it.
No. Heart attack comes only with the refined oils and sugars. That's proven. You can do your own research. So ghee features nowhere. So in my last video also we did, when we go to the gym, that's the difference between a gymmer and a wrestler, old time mud wrestler from the akhadas, who also fights for gold for country in Olympics. They are the real strong people.
Yes.
They can bring down a gymmer in no time.
Yes.
The difference is that a gymmer eats, as you said, mostly proteins and stays away from fats. So Ruksha Guna Vriddhi, Ruksha, dryness will rise in the muscles and dryness will bring about a stiffness. We call it Kathin Guna in Ayurveda, Kathin. Stiffness in the ligaments. So this person will be strong but very stiff because of lack of sneha, lack of fats. Whereas a wrestler eats fats, milk, butter, dahi, ghee, and exercises. So he'll have a strong body but very soft and supple at the same time. Sneha, snigdha body.
They are smoothly able to tackle also the people. It's in their nature.
Yes. Their minds are rightly said. In their personality also they'll be more smooth. Whereas the gymmers will be stiffer. So nothing against the gymming, but they should include the fats, healthy fats in their diet. That will bring about longer health benefits.
Of course.
Do you know that gymmers also have, many gymmers have poor digestive?
Yeah, they do.
They have strong bodies but poor digestion because of poor gut microbiome.
How does that happen?
Gut bacteria, they feed on fats.
Oh, okay.
Butyric acid, which comes from ghee, is a fat for gut bacteria.
Okay.
No fats, or less fats, so poor health of gut bacteria.
Okay.
And then poor health of gut.
Okay.
So they can be more allergic to things. They can have more diarrheas and indigestion. That kind of things.
As someone who's known many fitness people, I know what they suffer with. I was also in gym for some time, and all those people around me who were just having proteins and no fats, they came with bad digestive issues, and it was like, they were known for it. People were staying away from them.
So gym will increase vata. Any movement increases vata, wind in the system. The more heavily you gym, the more vata will increase. So vata is dry, so it needs oiling.
Okay.
So in Ayurveda it's been said that you oil your body after gymming. Oil your body with sesame seed oil, mustard oil, and oil the inside with ghee. It's very important. Snigdha bhoji naam. Vyayam tu snigdha bhoji naam. One who exercises should be eating diet rich in fats.
So what more Ayurveda says about ghee?
So yes, if you ask that question, let me refer to the authentic text. Charaka Samhita. Charaka, the authentic text on Ayurveda. So now one interesting thing is that while the modern science, the moment you talk about ghee or saturated fats, it will hook onto your heart health, heart and sticking to the arteries or not. Earlier they used to say that it sticks. Now they say that you can have some degree of fat and it's good. Ayurveda, on the other hand, starts at a much higher level. So if you read, then Charaka says about ghee, Smriti Buddhi Agni Shukra Ojaha. So it starts with your Smriti, memory, and Buddhi, your cognitive ability, memory, intelligence, and all the cognitive or the mental faculties. Ghee is great for that. They start with here, such a higher level.
Okay.
So as I said, the composition of fatty acids of ghee is quite similar. The omega-6 in the ghee quite similar to the composition of your brain.
Yes.
The brain loves the fats in the ghee.
Yes.
And brain, as you know, is also high in vata activity. When I say movement, vata, wind is movement.
Yes.
How do you understand wind? Electric current is wind. Outside it's wind. Inside human body it's the electric current in your brain. So many signals every second
Yes.
moving inside your brain. There's so much movement of signals,
Yes.
thoughts, stimulus, that it leads to a dryness. And that dryness needs some kind of fats.
Okay.
Ghee is the best for that.
Yes.
So that's why it's been mentioned, Smriti, Buddhi, Agni, Shukra, Jaha.
Okay.
So Agni, as I said, Agni, the digestive health, your gut mycobacteria, they feed on butyric acid.
Yes.
Butyric acid ghee is very rich in this butyric acid. So when you eat ghee and then it goes down the gut, the bacteria, the feed. And then Ayurveda says Vata Pitta Apaham. So ghee, as I said, brings down Vata, which means that it, as I said in the aging, our discussion on aging, Vata is aging, so ghee is anti-aging. It will prevent all those wrinkles and
Yes.
dryness inside your joints, inside your muscles, bones, everywhere.
Yes.
Pitta Apaham. Pitta stands for, people wrongly think of Pitta as, fire, or of course it's fire, but all the inflammations.
Okay.
Pitta represents inflammation, the higher state of inflammation. If you have a high ESR, high CRP, C-reactive protein, high ferritin, all these are inflammatory markers.
Okay.
High Pitta. So ghee is cooling actually, cooling for Pitta. Ghee brings down inflammation in the body.
Okay.
So inflammation, why inflammation happens? Inflammation happens to burn some toxins. If there are toxins in the body, the body wants to burn those toxins.
So is inflammation good?
Short-lived inflammation is okay, that's natural.
Okay.
But when it becomes long-lasting, when it becomes chronic, because you are eating inflammatory foods like sugar and refined oils,
Okay.
then it becomes bad. But short-lived is okay. You get an injury somewhere and then
Yes,
it
and
turns
it's-
red.
Yes.
The joint becomes red, swollen. That's body's protective mechanism. So short-lived inflammation is protective.
Okay.
When it becomes long-lived, then it's a problem. So that long-lived chronic inflammation, represented by all these, CRP, ferritin, and all the ghee brings it down.
Okay.
That's the anti-pitta property of ghee. And then, of course, Unmad, all these psychic conditions, madness, and people go from these manic depressive psychosis. They become manic at times and then depressive to opposite spectrum.
Okay.
MDP. So those kind of things, ghee is real. And then epileptic seizures and all that. And then Shira Shulam, Yoni Karna Shira Shulam, then various kind of pains. So Sahastra Viryam and Sahastra Karmakrit. Sahastra means 1,000. Ghee has 1,000 ability to work in 1,000 ways, it says.
Okay.
Which means that you cannot count the ways ghee can function.
Multiple benefits.
Multiple benefits. And starts right from the level of your... So the ghee is also now being a great medicine for autism. Autism in children, autistic children, that's nothing but increase of Ruksha Guna. Dryness increases in the brain, it causes autism among other. So you treat it with ghee.
Okay.
Ghee for drinking and some kind of oil through enema. So that works great.
Okay. So are there any more benefits to it, to ghee?
Of course, anti-aging. If you look at ghee's vata pacifying, so whatever bad things vata will cause, aging, oxidation. So ghee is a great antioxidant,
Okay.
anti-aging, and people who other signs of aging like cataract, ghee can prevent osteoporosis,
Okay.
Ghee gives you all the fat soluble vitamins, A, D, E, K. Ghee is so cholesterol. Ghee gives you cholesterol, and from cholesterol you develop your vitamin D.
Okay.
So vitamin D, as you know, is very important for your bone health.
Yes.
Bone health, knee pains, back pains.
Okay.
So ghee, starting right from the mental faculties, going all the way down to the sexual faculties. So many hormones, testosterone made from cholesterol. The word testosterone, cholesterol. It is a cholesterol-rich hormone.
Okay.
So estrogen,
Yes.
progesterone. So all the male, female, these hormones, rich in they come from cholesterol. So ghee will help improve your shukra, the sexual health as well. And then ojas stands for immunity. So immunity, you'll build a strong immunity.
Okay.
And then very interesting is weight loss. You know, ghee causes weight loss.
No, I didn't know that.
It's very counterintuitive.
Yes. I know the opposite.
That something such heavy will cause weight loss. Why it causes weight loss is because especially when you eat it empty stomach. So in Ayurveda, if you eat ghee empty stomach, it causes weight loss.
Okay.
And if someone wants to increase weight, then you eat it after eating
Yes.
or with the food.
Yes.
So when you eat this empty stomach, then it will really ghee actually releases its energy so slowly. Once you eat ghee and then you go to work, you don't have to eat any carbs or proteins.
You won't get hungry.
Yes. So it's like a long-lasting battery. You charge your battery fully and then you forget it. Fill it, shut it, forget it. Yeah, so that's ghee. Old school eating was you fill yourself and body will keep releasing its calories slowly, the ghee. Whereas when you feed yourself on carbohydrate, right, you get a spike of energy after carbohydrates. And you spike, so battery spikes and then battery discharges.
Yes.
So you need to charge your battery again and again. And you take in more, you eat more and you gain weight. Ghee, you eat less and it gives so much energy whole day. You need to eat so less carbs. So if you eat less carbs and sugars, less triglycerides,
Yes.
actually less bad fats in the body and you lose weight. Ghee is rich in CLA, conjugated linoleic acid.
Okay.
CLA tablets also, many gymmers, they eat CLA tablets, CLA supplements.
What does it do?
CLA is a fat burner and it's a muscle builder.
Oh, okay.
So ghee is rich in that.
Okay.
It's a bad fat burner and it's also a muscle builder.
Okay.
So
is it like a steroid, that CLA, or is it just a supplement?
Conjugated, it's a fatty acid.
Oh, okay.
Fats are made up of fatty acids.
Okay.
So it's one of the fatty acids in ghee.
Okay. So my mom makes ghee at home, and I was wondering if you could tell like the ways to make ghee, and also if the way that we make ghee or the one that is in the shops, which is really cheap, like 600-700 rupees, you can get a kilo of ghee. But I've heard that it's not the same when you're taking good quality ghee. So what's the difference between these two?
Yeah, originally the ghee was cultured ghee, fermented ghee made out of yogurt, dahi.
Okay.
So you take milk and then ferment it into yogurt or dahi, and you churn this yogurt, butter comes up, you then heat this butter on low flame, and the butter solids, they settle down and the ghee comes on the top. This is the original ghee.
Okay.
And this requires almost like 20 liters of milk for 1 liter of ghee. So 20 liters of milk itself will cost 1,000 rupees.
Yeah,
and then labor. So good ghee should cost 1,500 to 2,000 rupees.
Yes, okay.
And this is the original method. And the other method was you take milk and then cream on the top, the malai. You take the cream and just heat it and you get ghee.
Okay.
So this ghee is really not the cultured ghee mentioned in Ayurveda. This ghee will have different fatty acids. The one derived from the cultured ghee will have shorter chain of short chain fatty acids, SCFAs. The shorter the chains, they easily penetrate the deeper tissues.
Okay.
So this ghee becomes more sukshma. So you didn't try the ghee so far.
Yeah, we
should
forgot
try
about it.
This old ghee. If you look at the flavor, don't eat it, but just smell it.
Oh,
Very strong.
It's a strong pungent. Soury smell.
Yes.
Very.
So it opens up all the strotus or the channels. It will open up the channels
Okay.
and penetrate deep.
Okay. Okay.
The
So we
older-
don't eat it.
You eat it.
I can
eat it as
but
a
it's-
medicine.
Okay.
Eat it as a medicine.
But it's not going to be pleasant for me. Yeah. That's why it's a medicine, right?
Yes, because it's very old now, 20 plus years.
Okay.
So
Oh, it's almost as old as me. So, is there someone who should avoid ghee?
yes, so anything supercharged, any Superman must come with a responsibility. So ghee also is a superfood, but then there are some responsibilities of one who is consuming ghee. The main responsibility is that he should move about, he should exercise
Okay.
to be able to digest it.
Okay.
So who should not have ghee? Number one is if you are sick, acutely sick. Let's say you're down with fever. Of course, it's in the culture. When we are down with fever, we will either fast or eat khichdi or soups or just some decoction.
Yes.
You will not drink ghee.
Okay.
So if you have viral fever, infections, or let's say you've had surgeries or you're bedridden because of any reason, acute illness, ghee is a no because it's heavy. So you have to eat light in acute illness, acute inflammations. The second is when you have serious metabolic health issues.
Okay.
Let's say you are extremely obese. So ghee causes weight loss, and you can start eating ghee, but once it goes beyond a level, then it always has to be done under doctor's prescription, doctor's advice. So we give ghee to even very obese people to drink, but that's a different style.
Yes.
Early in the morning, 5:30 a.m., limited dose, slowly increasing the dose, and we first by rubbing dry powders on the body and also giving different medicines, we first make the body ghee ready.
Okay.
In such people who are extremely sick, metabolic syndrome, even people with very high cholesterol,
Okay.
we give ghee, but we prepare their bodies.
Okay.
So that has to be done under doctor's prescription. But if you're not that sick, just maybe borderline cholesterol will definitely come down with ghee.
Okay.
Overweight, few kilos, easily you can do it.
Okay.
And but if you have serious metabolic issues and other issues, then you should not consume ghee, or not eat it directly, but you can cook in ghee.
Yes.
In certain conditions we advise that you're not fit for consuming ghee as such, but you can always cook. Because cooking also, the fire, the heat makes it even lighter.
Okay.
And the other thing is you have to exercise. As I said, Vyayam to snigdha bhojinam. Ghee requires, there's a responsibility of the person to digest it properly. So if you drink ghee, or you consume ghee, let's say even if you are eating dal or chapati and you put ghee inside, and you are not able to digest it, and you keep burping of ghee even after 2 hours, 3 hours, you're burping ghee, then you're not fit for ghee.
Okay.
First thing is that you should be able to digest it. Otherwise, if it keeps sitting in your stomach, then what's the fun?
Yes, that's bad.
So you will digest it better by moving around, exercising, walking. And in some cases, you need to be prepared with some herbs, digestive herbs like shunthi, ginger. These kind of herbs, they increase the metabolic process, and then you're fit for drinking ghee. But let's say you don't have issue, you have good appetite. That's the first thing, good appetite. And then when you eat ghee, then you don't, you easily digest it. So what you do is you eat ghee and then you drink some hot water after a couple of hours. And if you still smell ghee, then it has not been digested. Then you wait a little longer. So if you have good appetite and then you're able to digest ghee properly, and post digestion, you have good evacuation also. You don't have constipation or diarrhea. So that's a good sign. You're healthy, you have good metabolism, and then you're ready to eat ghee.
So now I think that everyone can like identify for themselves if they're
Yes.
fit for ghee or not.
So we always give an example of yagya, like we do yagya, the puja,
Yes.
where we light the fire.
Yes.
So first thing we do is we bring sticks,
Yes.
light sticks, very dry, and papers and all that.
Yes.
That light fuel. And once the fire burns, then we start adding ghee.
Yes.
So ghee needs that your metabolic fire is burning to certain extent. It's already burning, and then
Yes.
you add ghee to it, then it will flame your fire.
So it's like a tool that you use after
Yes.
your digestive powers are working.
If your digestive power is low because of sickness, illness, or because you don't exercise, digestive power is very low, and so the flame is burning very little, and you put the ghee, you overburden that flame with ghee, then the flame will die.
Yes.
So it has to be a good metabolism,
Okay.
or you make the metabolism good by exercising and some herbs,
Yes.
then you're fit for ghee.
Okay. So I think we have covered a lot of information by now.
Yes, yes.
And I would like to summarize it. So can you please do it for me?
Yes, so the take home message will be that ghee is a superfood. You must do your own research, and there should not be absolutely any doubt that ghee is bad. It's a superfood. That's the bottom line. And does it raise bad cholesterol levels? No. As I told, LDL, bad cholesterol, is raised by refined oils. The triglyceride, bad cholesterol, is raised by sugars. And the HDL, good cholesterol, it should be higher, so it's increased by ghee and exercise.
Okay.
Good fats and exercise increase your HDL levels. And ghee flushes the bad cholesterol out of the body. That's what we use in Panchkaram as well. So your bad fats are flushed out by the good fats. That's how it works through the bile also. Your bile is nothing but your good fats being excreted, mixed with toxins and excreted out every day.
Okay.
So one should consume ghee, and how much to consume, that's a normal person who is not exercising much, just going to the office and little bit exercise, then he requires 2000 calories in a day. So roughly 1/3 or roughly 600 calories should come from ghee,
Okay.
from fat. So fat gives 9 calories per gram, so it roughly comes down to 50 or 60 grams fat. One normal person like you and me
Per
can
day.
consume 60 grams, which is easily like 10 tablespoons we can consume.
Okay.
But I'm not saying you start with 10.
Yes.
You can start with 3 or 4. Why not?
Yes. There are also other sources of fats. Just someone
Yes.
is having almonds, they're
Yes.
getting fats.
Yes. So ghee is a top food, and don't be hooked on to its heart benefits. Of course, there are a lot of heart benefits, but the benefits start all the way from the brain
Yes.
and go down to your sexual health. So from your top to the bottom, it's all fats and fats. So you should have absolutely no doubts about that. That's the aim of bringing this information. And of course, the responsibility after eating such a superfood is that you should be able to digest it. So you have to walk or exercise within the limits.
Avoid it when you're sick.
Yes, avoid it absolutely when you are bedridden, acutely sick.
Okay. So I think that's all. It was a very fun and engaging podcast, I would say. And we would both see you in the next one with Dr.
Yeah,
Sharma.
sure.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye. Thank you. Namaste.